We've said the entire time unequivocally, this is a test. Let us see if this works. But if this works between his ability to market, my accountant background and understanding of the UFC, and Ronda Rousey as the face of our promotion inside and outside the cage, we feel like we have a good shot if tonight works. And guess what? It worked. It really, really worked. And you'll hear about those numbers, I'm sure, come Monday.
Speaking on what was trending tonight, when the Conor news was dropped by Dana White, many saw that as a little too convenient in terms of timing with your
What
event
was the
tonight.
exact timing? Do you know?
During the Ngannou fight. So what do you say to many who saw that timing to be a little too convenient?
What happened?
So I was told it happened during Ngannou's walkout.
What happened?
Dana tweeted, he went live to announce Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway.
Oh,
I love it.
the cokehead is back. Nice.
Listen.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Cool. Yeah, drop it during our event. Doesn't matter. That just shows how pressed they are. Little insecure boys trying to piggyback off of our event and try to put some news over top of us. It's not gonna work, buddy.
On the flip side, I'm super excited that Conor is back. He's, one of the most engaging characters in the sport, and I think it's good for the sport, right? And I've said this numerous times. The biggest fight outside of Paul Tyson that can happen globally is Paul McGregor. And hopefully Conor is back, and hopefully these two run it in boxing and MMA, and we shatter records all over again. So welcome back, Conor, and thank you, Dana, for bringing him back during the Francis Ngannou walkout. That's beautiful.
Namo Fazil tonight. He went viral during the press conference. Tonight he won, called out Arman Sarukian. He got into it with Arman Sarukian. Can you just talk about his night tonight?
Jake is part Armenian, so he'll answer that question.
Yeah, I'm part Armenian. That's my brother Arman out there. I think that would be an incredible fight as well. But Namo put on a show. He's an incredible fighter. I think a superstar. Very rarely do you see someone who has that it factor, that X factor, and he really has that. And I think he has his fans behind him in Kurdistan. So I think we have a potential superstar on our hands, and I wish that scrap would have happened backstage. I was running up trying to there's two sides of me. There's the business side, and then there's the fighter side. I was right there with Arman trying to get the squabble to happen, and then Nikisa stopped us, so I got to listen to Big Brother here.
That is a true story that he was in the middle
I
of
was
it.
like, yo, let's run it.
All right, one more. Robeles de Spain, Cuban, Taekwondo champion, came out, knocked out JDS, a legend, called out Francis Ngannou. Just what did you think of his performance, and what do you think of his call-out?
Yeah, he's an incredible striker, and I think Big Boy versus Francis Ngannou could be the next main event potentially for Netflix MVP MMA. I think it would be absolutely electric, and both got first-round stoppages. So, things are lining up for us here. We have a big pool of talent. There's a lot of big fights to be made, and we're just getting warmed up. There's a lot of hungry fighters out there who are willing to put on a show like Namo, like Big Boy, Francis. We want to bring Gina back. And
Saladin.
It's really, the future's looking bright. Yeah, I just feel bad when Jon Jones can't get out of his contract to be a free agent, to be able to, provide for his family. That's the real meaning behind these things, and these fighters being tied up and not being able to pick and choose what they want to do, get the pay that they deserve. The fact that he wasn't on the White House card was very disappointing. He's a true All-American, one of the greatest of all time, and just fell flat. So I feel for these fighters. I got to talk to him tonight, and yeah, he's upset about it. He's like, man, it just sucks. Like, he can't control his career. And I've just been pushing for fighters to stay free agents, to work with people like MVP, where these MMA fighters can go and box, boxers can go and do an MMA. And so I've been wanting to make Jon Jones versus Francis Ngannou, but it's just tough over there, and it just sucks for the fighters and for their families and for their businesses and for their legacy and all of it. Capital is king, and so when these fighters can't make money and they want to fight and they want to make the big fights happen, the fans lose and their families lose, and the fighters feel insufficient. So it really sucks, and hopefully we're here to make some change and make the biggest fights in MMA happen, period.
Brett, just to add to that, like long-term contracts are okay if they're equitable, right? If they provide the appropriate revenue share. That's what happens in all ball and stick sports, right? And the reality is the UFC is now at a level of the ball and stick sports in terms of its revenue profile, in terms of its operational capability. So that's what the sport needs. And then why wouldn't Jon Jones want to be there for 5 years if he feels like he has market value? That's all it is. And again, we're kind of like bringing our end into existence by keep pushing that message, because if they want to turn it on and actually pay the fighters the right way, it's hard for anyone else to compete. That's the truth. But they don't feel they need to, and they're not going to, because they're a public company.
So just a quick follow-up, and obviously I was in the arena, so I couldn't hear this myself, but I think I saw it in a bunch of different places on social media, is that Jon is on Netflix saying, hey, if these guys want to help me take a look at my contract. So Jake, is that actually something that you would entertain? Is that something?
We don't want to get sued. They've been already sending out lawsuits this week. We don't want to get sued. No comment. Next question. Thank you, Brett.
And finally, just for Jake Paul, you've made the transition from just fighter to now on the promotional side. If Ronda Rousey came in and said, hey, what could my job look like at MVP to be that figurehead on this side, what would be your advice, and how would you see that job for her?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think she could be, helping all things fighter relations, fighter promotion, fighter marketing, and just helping us promote and sell these events and be a face of MVP MMA. And what better person than her? And she's an entertainer. It's in her. She's great on the microphone. And so I think it's a natural synergy that's going to align. And I hope Ronda sees that vision. I know she sees that vision to help fighters and give them another massive platform and to be a part of something bigger than just herself.
I'm from Brazil. Do you think of doing the MVP MMA in Brazil?
Yeah, we're going global, baby. Stop playing, te amo.
Anderson was obviously at the event today, and he's never fighting MMA again. But if we do something in Brazil, we want to do it with him. He's the GOAT to me, in my mind. Like, he was an unbelievable showman, and he's been such a gentleman to us. And for him to fight Jake when he did, and the respect he's shown us since then, we have so much respect and appreciation for him. We love the Brazilian market. I was fortunate enough to be at the UFC during our Max Brazil penetration with Globo as our partner with the Mourinho family. And so we want to go back there. And Netflix actually has the World Cup, right, the Women's World Cup. So we want to talk to them about how can we do both boxing and MMA to coincide on pre, mid, or post Women's World Cup.
José Aldo and Henry Cejudo are free agents. What do you think of fights between them?
I think Jose retired, no? So if they want to do that, happy to have that discussion, right, Jake?
Yes. Nikisa at bavavasports.com. Send contract.